Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Guetta. I'm a biblical archaeologist and a writer, and I came to know Yeshua through a supernatural experience in 2012, and I saw him in dreams and visions, and I am so excited here to be at Megiddo to tell you about how amazing he is. And I spent many years searching for truths in the earth, in all these stones around me. But I didn't find it there. I found it really in the present when I had an experience with Yeshua and found out he was real. And I wrote a book about this story. The book is called Awestruck by Glory. And you can find it online on Amazon and many different places. But I want to read some parts of the book right now to you, just to give you an idea about what it's like for an archaeologist to find out the supernatural world is real. So anyway, one of the things that happened, I'm reading from page 74. It was a hard awakening. An archaeologist, a scientist, forced to admit that many things happening around her were influenced by the spirit realm. I'd always believed that the universe was built on coincidence. Darwin's theory introduced chance as the explanation for our existence. Along the line, much of the scientific world had lost faith in a God who orders and plans everything, and general public had followed suit. The idea that there was something greater out there influencing us was terrifying. We as humans were no longer the top of the food chain. The knowledge that that was something greater that was manipulating our thoughts and dreams was even more frightening. I wanted to go back and believe that there was nothing out there influencing me, but my eyes had been opened and I had to admit evil was real and it was there and it had a conscience of its own. And God was real too. Thank goodness. And the book goes on and tells how we were attacked by darkness, but how Jesus and the Lord God of Israel saved us out of that darkness and brought us into the light. And on page 129, I speak about what it's like afterwards as an archaeologist to find out about it, and what it's like to go back to Megiddo. And I want to read that to you. I picked up a photograph from Megiddo, that's right here, and I saw myself as the area supervisor standing on top of the round Canaanite altar amidst 30 layers of ancient cities. You can see that right behind me. It was strange. I hardly recognized myself. I felt like someone had tried to erase my memory, and I was staring at someone else's history. In the 90s, I had excavated the early bronze temples of Megiddo, and those temples were nearly 5,000 years old. We had uncovered thousands of animal bones that were sacrificed in corridors, and I remembered the conversations we used to have during the dig. What God was worshipped here? We used to take it very lighthearted, and we used to laugh. It must have been some water goddess. We didn't realize that the spirit realm was real, and we had interpreted the past by studying the physical world, not the invisible. Our interpretations of the past belief systems were based on temples, figurines, drawings, and small cultic items. But for the people in the past, these items were interpretations of what they thought happened in the invisible realm. It said nothing about what really happened in the invisible world at Megiddo. If demons deceived people today and wanted them to think they were gods, why would there be any difference in the past? One thing I had learned at Megiddo, archaeological interpretation was all about context. We had to be objective in every way, and every story had to be analyzed from the background of the time it came from. But what if our interpretation and understanding of the present was different? What if our understanding of our own context was wrong? Archaeologists had interpreted the physical world, and by doing so had created a distorted history. In academia, combining spirituality and archaeology was considered unscientific. But if there is an invisible world today, and if we do not take it into account in the study of the past, we'll always end up with wrong conclusions. All our interpretations had been influenced somehow by what we had interpreted in a wrong way today. The book goes on to tell, of course, what it's like more as an archaeologist to find out that it was real. And I'll just read a little part of the last part of it. We had about how I started just to really understand this. And it says, my hands started shaking as I picked up my trowel and wiped away the dust. The fear of God came over me when I realized that he was real. What had we done? Tears began to roll down my cheeks, and I went on my knees and asked God to forgive me for all those years I had undermined him and all the people we had wrongly influenced with our distorted interpretations. I continued my search in archaeology. I'm going through my closet in this book, and there was a t-shirt that said, I survived Armageddon. We used to wear it. We used to just, all of them, everybody here on the dig used to wear them for laughs, of course. It suddenly struck me. We had been attacked by demons, and we had survived a real spiritual Armageddon. But I had only survived because Jesus had conquered death and was alive today. That is from Awestruck by Glory. And if you want to read the entire story and find out exactly what happened, what made me change, you got to get the book and read the whole story. And I encourage you to do that. And I pray that we will have good interpretations, that the interpretations that we make will glorify God and his son Yeshua most of all. Love you here from Megiddo, from Armageddon. Let me just get a quick view here so you can see around. Over here is the Valley of Armageddon, where a lot is going to happen in the future. Let's just see. So beautiful. Okay, bye. Shalom.